It was a cold December morning in New York City. The streets were buzzing, people rushing past each other with their coffees, their coats buttoned tight, lost in the rhythm of their daily lives. At the corner of Fifth Avenue, there was a small, cozy coffee shop, Joe's Place, known for its rich espresso and warm croissants. One particular morning, a man walked into Joe's who immediately turned heads. He looked disheveled, dirty jeans, a worn-out hoodie, messy beard, and tired eyes. He carried a plastic bag filled with what looked like random junk and walked with a slight limp. He looked homeless. The cashier, a young woman named Emily, hesitated as he approached the counter. Some customers frowned. A few even left the line. One whispered to another, "Why do they let people like that in here?" Emily gave a nervous smile. "Can I help you?" The man reached into his pocket and pulled out a handful of coins. "Coffee," he said quietly. "Just a small one." She took the coins, counted them, and said, "You're short by 50 cents. There was a pause. Then from the back of the line, a man in a suit stepped forward. "I've got it," he said, placing $1 on the counter. Emily nodded, rang up the coffee and handed it to the man. He took it gently, looked the suited man in the eyes and said, "Thank you. I'll repay this kindness one day." Most people forgot the moment as soon as it happened, but Emily didn't. Over the next few weeks, the same man would return every couple of days, never asking for handouts, always paying with coins. He always sat in the corner, quietly sipping his coffee, looking out the window as if waiting for something or someone. People continued to stare. Some were annoyed, others were uncomfortable. One day, Emily decided to sit with him during her break. "Hi," she said. "I'm Emily." He looked surprised but smiled. "Nice to meet you, Emily. I'm George." They talked a lot, and over time, Emily learned something that changed everything. George had once been a high-level software engineer. He had worked for a major tech firm in Silicon Valley. He had a wife, a daughter, a home. But life is cruel sometimes. His wife died suddenly in a car crash. George fell into depression. He couldn't work. He started drinking. Eventually, he lost his job, then his home, and finally, his daughter was taken in by relatives. He ended up on the streets. "I'm not proud of who I became," George said once, "but I'm trying to come back. That's why I come here. I use the free Wi-Fi. I'm relearning code." Bit by bit, Emily was stunned. This man, the one everyone judged as nothing more than a homeless nobody, was once a brilliant mind, a father, a husband, and he was fighting every single day to get his life back. Months passed. One day, George stopped coming. A week went by. Then two. Emily worried something had happened. Then one morning, a black SUV pulled up in front of the cafe. A man in a suit stepped out, holding a laptop bag. Clean-shaven, well-dressed. But those eyes, Emily recognized them immediately. "George?" she gasped. He smiled. "I told you I'd repay the kindness." He explained how he'd landed a remote job doing back-end development for a startup in Seattle. He had a small apartment now. He was in touch with his daughter. Life was far from perfect, but it was getting better. Before he left, he handed Emily an envelope. Inside was a check, $10,000 for the kindness, for seeing me, for not judging. Moral of the story: never judge a person by how they look. Behind every face is a story you know nothing about. That man in rags might be a genius rebuilding his life. That woman crying on the bus might be a war survivor. That kid struggling to speak might be smarter than you'll ever know. Kindness costs nothing, but it can change someone's world. If this story touched your heart, don't just scroll. Like, comment, and share this video with someone who needs a reminder that every human being deserves compassion. And hey, subscribe for more powerful real-life stories that make you think, feel, and maybe become a little more human. Because here we don't just tell stories, we change the way people see the world.